Welcome back to DDO 10-Minute Tips. In this episode, we're going to go over interacting with various items, mostly switches, gear, levers, control boxes for traps, and breakables. There's some things I want to show you that took me quite a while to figure out or come to realize. Okay, I'm in an adventure right now, and I'm looking at a switch that will operate this door over here. Now if you notice, it's not lit up. I mouse over it, look how the cursor changes to a circle with the arrow pointing in, which means I'm not close enough. And if you notice, it lit up kind of a silvery color. Now if I move a little bit closer, see how it lights up more yellowish gold color? That means I'm close. Now, if we take a look down, we can see that we're not right on top of it. And right now, and I just used the Alt-Z to get rid of a bunch of stuff so we can see a little bit better. I'm all zoomed all the way in. I used the mouse wheel, so this is more or less the character's eye view. Now if I zoom out, you can see the character. Oops, didn't mean to move sideways. If I turn sideways and zoom back even further, you can notice the distance that that's between the character and the switch. Now, I'm not facing it. However, if I do turn just a little bit, see how it lights up? Which means that I can use it, even though I am a fair bit of ways away and not facing it directly. So if I press F, the character goes through the using motions and it opens. Now, I'm going to pause until we get to another one. I want to show you something else. Okay, so here we are at another lever. If you'll notice, I'm close enough to actually turn it the yellowish gold color. Move over just a little bit. Okay. Now, this will come in handy for doing a lot of different things, like opening chests, treasure chests and whatnot. With most items, like switches, levers, and whatnot, you can turn while you're using it. So that if you're facing a treasure chest and you've been through an adventure before and you know that something's going to come up behind you, you can operate it, and as the procedure is taking place, you can turn around. Something like this. Okay, so I hit the F key to operate, and I turn, and if you notice over here on the right hand side, it has operated and I'm looking another direction. So that can actually come in very, very handy down the road. Alright, so I'm going to pause until I get to the next. Okay, here's another type of switch that can be operated. They come in many varieties, so keep your eyes open. Some will be well hidden and others won't be. Okay, I'm going to pause again and we'll pick up here in a little bit. Okay, so in some adventures you're going to have to do some underwater swimming, and in this particular one we have to do a little underwater swimming to get to a switch. So the way I have found best is to hit your T key to bring up the mouse look mode, look down, press the W key to move forward, and then once you're swimming, move the mouse back and forth, up and down to turn left and right, and things like that. So I look up and swim and back, come back up to the surface, and T to stop. Alright, I'm going to pause for the next one. So here we have breakables. Like I said, most things you can do from a little bit of a distance, so you can use your judgment. Okay. See, I'm not that close. However, I can move a little closer and take care of it. So you just sort of have to pay attention, just a little bit. Doesn't take much. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, now the turning trick can also work with rune switches like this. This character has used this one before, and you should be able to just hit the F key, and you notice I turned and it turned off. On to the next one. Okay, now a couple of exceptions to the proximity that I've been showing you, where it's pretty lax, is with actually, it applies mostly to rogues and artificers, and that is dealing with control panels like we have here and locks. They tend to be a little more finicky about your position. Now, you don't have to be right in front. It can be off to the side, depending upon how much space and whether you feel like there's something's going to get you or whatnot. Now, you also cannot turn while you're picking a lock or disarming a control panel. So to show that, here it's lit up goldish. I hit F, it starts, I turn, and it failed. So we come back, and it blew up on me. Now that happens. Okay, now the proximity also works with respects to healing and resurrection shrines. So I hit F, and I'm resting, and I just, before I started resting, I showed you the distance. So you don't have to be right on top of most things in order to interact with. Okay, now I just learned something, and I've run this dungeon several times, probably 60 or 70 times, and I just noticed something and tried something that changed the situation entirely. Off here on the right, you can see a rune switch, and it was lit up. I always went past that thinking it was just a light, and I just looked at it and tried it, and I was able to operate it. And in this case, it turned off lightning that would have activated these zombies. So pay attention. Don't be afraid to try things. Alright, until next time, remember, my friends, to keep your weapons clean and sharp. Till next time.